Here's a detailed biography and political career history of Benjamin Netanyahu, one of Israel's most prominent political figures. Full name: Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu. Date of birth: October 21st, 1949. Place of birth: Tel Aviv, Israel, then Mandatory Palestine family. Background: father, Benjamin Netanyahu, a historian and Zionist. Return to power: 2022, present. Election and comeback: November 2022. Israel held its fifth election in under 4 years due to persistent political deadlock. Netanyahu's Likud party and its right-wing religious allies won 64 seats in the 120-seat Knesset. The result gave Netanyahu a clear majority, ending the brief tenure of the anti-Netanyahu unity government, led by Naftali Bennett and Yair Lapid. Key campaign promises by Netanyahu: restore national security, lower living costs, curb judicial power, expand peace, accords with Arab nations, coalition formation. December 2022, Netanyahu formed Israel's most right-wing and religious government in history, composed of Likud, 32 seats, center-right, Netanyahu's own party, 2, religious, Zionism Alliance, 14 seats, far-right nationalist, pro-settlement key figures, Bezalel Smotrich, Itamar Ben-Gvir, 3, Shas, 11 seats, ultra-Orthodox Sephardic Party, United Torah Judaism, 7 seats, ultra-Orthodox Ashkenazi Party, controversial appointments: Itamar Ben-Gvir, Minister of National Security, known for extremist views; Bezalel Smotrich, Minister of Finance and de facto overseer of parts of the West Bank activist; brother Yonatan Netanyahu, commander of the elite Sayeret Matkal unit, killed during Operation Entebbe in 1976, married to Sarah Netanyahu. They have 2 sons, education and early career high school, attended high school in the U.S., Cheltenham High School, Pennsylvania. Key developments: 2023-2024. 1. Judicial overhaul controversy. Government proposal: dramatic reforms to weaken the Supreme Court, including allowing the Knesset to override court rulings, changing how judges are appointed. Criticism: seen as a threat to democracy and judicial independence. Massive protests: hundreds of thousands protested weekly in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and elsewhere. Protests included reservists, tech workers, academics, and former security officials. Partial passage: some elements passed in July 2023, leading to a national crisis, pause, and negotiations. Due to internal and external pressure, further parts were delayed or softened. Security and West Bank policies increased tension and violence in the West Bank. More settler violence and military operations, clashes with Palestinians intensified. Netanyahu's far-right ministers pushed for greater settlement expansion and legal annexation of parts of the West Bank. Relations with Palestinian Authority deteriorated. 3. Foreign policy: continued push to expand the Abraham Accords, talk of normalization with Saudi Arabia, although stalled due to internal politics and regional tension. Close relationship with Joe Biden became strained over judicial reforms, and settlement activity maintained alignment with Russia over Syria, but criticized Russia's war in Ukraine cautiously. 4. October 7, 2023, Hamas attack and Gaza war. Hamas launched a massive surprise attack on southern Israel, killing over 200 Israelis and taking hostages. Israel declared war on Hamas. Launching extensive airstrikes and ground operations in Gaza, Netanyahu's government faced harsh domestic criticism for intelligence and security failures. Protests returned. With demands for Netanyahu to resign after the war, international criticism over humanitarian crisis in Gaza escalated, but government remained defiant. Ongoing legal issues. Netanyahu continues to face corruption trials. Cases 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, accused of bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. The cases have dragged on with intermittent hearings. Critics argue he has pushed legal reforms to protect himself. Public opinion and legacy, 2024-2025. Netanyahu remains a polarizing figure. Supporters see him as Israel's strongest leader, security-focused, and a statesman. Opponents accuse him of undermining democracy and serving personal interests. Despite opposition, his political survival shows extraordinary resilience. Military service, served in the elite Sayeret Matkal Commando Unit, 1967-1972, participated in several high-profile missions, including hostage rescues, higher education, studied at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, BS in Architecture and MS in Management. Also studied political science at Harvard, and MIT worked as a business consultant with the Boston Consulting Group. Diplomatic career, 1980s, 1984. Deputy Chief of Mission, Israeli Embassy in Washington, D.C., 1984-1988. Israeli Ambassador to the United Nations, gained a reputation as an articulate defender of Israel on international platforms. Entry into Israeli politics, returned to Israel, and joined the Likud Party in the late 1980s, known for his media-savvy and fluent English political career, timeline, early Knesset career, and ministerial posts. 1988, elected to the Knesset, Israeli Parliament, 1991-1992, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs under PM Yitzhak Shamir II. First term as Prime Minister, 1996, 1999, 1996, elected as Israel's 9th Prime Minister, defeating Shimon Peres after the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin's youngest person, and firstborn after the founding of Israel to become PM policies, right-leaning. Strong security focus, continued Oslo Accords, with skepticism, signed the Hebron and Wye River agreements with the Palestinians 1999, lost re-election to Ehud Barak III. Political setback and return, left politics briefly 2002-2003, returned as foreign minister and then finance minister under Ariel Sharon, implemented significant free market reforms, cut welfare programs, privatized state-owned enterprises, resigned in 2005 in protest of Gaza disengagement plan 4. Return as prime minister, 2009-2021. 2009, elected prime minister again, re-elected multiple times. 2013, 2015, 2020 elections, policies and major events, emphasis on security, opposition to Iranian nuclear deal, expansion of settlements in West Bank, tensions with U.S. President Obama, warmer ties with President Trump, oversaw normalization of relations with Arab states via the Abraham Accords, 2020. Legal issues, faced corruption investigations and indictments for bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. Cases still ongoing. Controversial judicial reforms later proposed by his government, 2023. 5. Opposition, 2021-2022, 2021, ousted by a broad anti-Netanyahu coalition led by Naftali Bennett and Yair Lapid, served as leader of the opposition. Return to power, 2022, present. 2022, won elections again, formed one of the most right-wing coalitions in Israel's history, controversial judicial overhaul, plans triggered mass protests across Israel in 2023, ongoing political instability, and tensions with both Palestinians and the international community leadership. Style and legacy. Longest-serving prime minister in Israel's history, over 16 years total. Known for his strong communication skills, economic reforms, and firm stance on security, polarizing figure. Admired by supporters for defending Israel's interests, criticized for alleged authoritarianism and divisive politics publications. A durable peace, Israel and its place among the nations. Book outlining his vision for peace and security. Authored several speeches and articles on terrorism, diplomacy, and Israeli policy. Family background of Benjamin Netanyahu, father, Benzion Netanyahu, 1910-2012. Occupation, historian, professor, and Zionist activist specialized in Jewish history, particularly the Spanish Inquisition, a close associate of revisionist Zionist leader Zev Jabotinsky. Strong influence on Benjamin's ideological and nationalist views, lived to be 102. Highly respected in academic and nationalist circles. Mother, Zila Segal, 1912-2000. Born in Petah Tikva, one of the first Jewish settlements in pre-state Israel, homemaker and supportive figure in the Netanyahu household, known to be deeply devoted to her siblings. Benjamin Netanyahu is one of 3 brothers. Yonatan, Yoni. Netanyahu, 1946-1976, eldest brother. Commander of Israel's elite commando unit, Sayeret Matkal, killed during Operation Entebbe, Uganda, 1976, while rescuing hostages from a hijacked Air France plane, considered a national hero in Israel. His death had a profound effect on Benjamin's life and political outlook. Ido Netanyahu, B. 1952, younger brother. Profession, radiologist, author, and playwright. Has published books and plays, many exploring Jewish and Israeli identity. Lives a relatively private life compared to his famous brother, spouse, Sarah Netanyahu, née Ben Artzi, born 1958. Profession, child psychologist. By training, worked in public and educational institutions often involved in controversy, including legal issues and public criticism over spending and treatment of staff. Political and personal ally of her husband, active in public appearances. Children, Benjamin and Sarah have 2 sons. Yair Netanyahu, B. 1991. Studied international relations, active on social media, known for right-wing political views and sometimes controversial statements, has been a vocal defender of his father's policies. Avner Netanyahu, Boom, 1994. Served in the elite IDF intelligence unit, won national Bible contests in Israel during his youth, known to be more private and less politically outspoken than his brother Netanyahu's family ethnic and cultural background, Ashkenazi Jewish descent. The family has roots in Poland and Lithuania, deeply rooted in Zionist ideology, especially the revisionist Zionism branch.